Mike's Daily Podcast.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you, Anki, my cousin's daughter. And she contributes to the show by saying, Mike's Daily Podcast. And I'm Mike Matthews. Welcome to the show today. It's going to be great because I haven't broadcasted from Cafe Anyway in a while. Not this particular place. Anyway, there's a smile on my face because there's smile for everyone. And there's a golden coin that reflects the sun. And thank you so much, Danny Elfman. That was a great one. That song called Mike's Daily Podcast. No, it's actually called Just Another Day. Look it up. It's a great song. I love it. This is episode 2378. Mike's 2378 podcast. I'm on a very good microphone. Yeah. I am on. Someone calling? No. Do you ever get that where you're thinking someone's calling you because you got your cell phone and you ever have that thing? You ever notice? I'm trying to do every comedian from the 80s now. Ever had that thing happen where you've got your cell phone and it's set to vibrate and you think it's vibrating, but instead it's actually your stomach gurgling? That's the vibration. We're too sensitive to vibrations. We've all become psychics. We've all become the people that run, I'm sensing the certain vibrations. That's what I'm saying in a weird, roundabout sort of way. Here's my question to you. How do we know if we're working too hard? That's what I'm wondering. Is there a time, a limit where we should be like going, I think I'm a little too much going on. If you're tired more than usual and dreading your next workout, you might be working too hard in the gym. That's interesting.
And here's today's podcast picture.
No, you gotta push through the pain. No, you're supposed to... All right, the podcast picture today is actually from... Wow, how far back are we going? Boy, I can't do the math. It's that far back. Let's see. That wasn't 10 years. 12 minus 7 is 5, right? So it would be 15 years ago. Wow. Ta-da! 15 years ago. That's how far back we're going. 15 years ago to when I was in the wonderful Basil. This is before I met Basil the Boxer. The late great Basil the Boxer. Here at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Aw, Basil. You know, it was that long ago, 15 years ago, we were in this place called Gulf Shores, Alabama. My then wife and I, my mom came to visit too. And this is a little picture from that. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. Posting that picture, I just found out a person that I work with. And it's interesting when you say you work with someone, but they're actually, you've never met them. You've never been in the same room with them. You've never seen them in person. It's all been by remote. And this person we'd do Zoom calls for work, and she'd be out in the middle of the desert somewhere. We called her, let's say her name, I'm changing her name to protect the innocent. Let's say her name is Bertha. We called her Bertha of the Desert. And she would be out there and things would happen like a bad earthquake and knock all the water out of her pool, and she'd have interesting stories. Now she's in Destin, Florida. And I told her, oh, I've been there. And then I looked and I go, wait, Destin is not exactly next to Gulf Shore. I mean, they're kind of close, but not really. But Gulf Shores is that part of Alabama by the Gulf Coast, and then that's the name. And then it's really close to Florida. And you get to Floribama and all that. And I missed that area. And that time we were there was around this time of year, and, you know, kind of chilly and cold. Now, when you get there in the middle of the summer, it's too hot and you're sweating and it's uncomfortable. But if you go like around April, May, or in the fall, like late September, October, it's nice. See that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. We all know there are mornings when staying in bed sounds a lot better than heading to the gym, but if you're experiencing a lack of desire to work out, it may be a sign that you need to decrease the intensity and time at the gym. Pushing too hard every single day will actually do more harm than good. Some signs that you're doing too much, working too hard, you're getting sick more often. Being physically active can help boost your immune system and ward off illness, but if you do it too much, exercise can cause you to be sick more often. Some signs to watch for that may indicate you're working too hard in the gym include an increase in the number of colds you're getting, illnesses that last longer than usual, and increase in headaches. You're sore more than usual too. That's not good. You're having trouble sleeping. You're dealing with chronic or nagging injuries. You're experiencing stress, depression, anxiety, or agitation. You're tired and fatigued more than usual. And that relates to if you're working too hard in general. By the way, I got that last one from insider.com, right? Is that where we got it from? Insider.com, that's right. But yes, if you at work, so that's working out. But if you're at work and you know that you're working too hard, you drop the balls a sign. You've made a stupid mistake and people want answers. When your brain tries to focus on 100 things at once, it gets overloaded and disorganized. It's not good at being at work if you're not doing your job properly. High levels of stress hormone cortisol can have a significant negative effect on your memory. Slow down and delegate. Delegate. And let me tell you, delegating is great because delegating's great. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Vermont. The last place on earth. Because people on your team, there's got to be some people on your team that are just partying a little too much or watching a little too much social media. Maybe they're... hang on. Now this... here we go. Now this here microphone is not... there, I think it works. It does this thing. So this microphone can sound good, but then sometimes it gets in this like mode where it's like, yeah, there it goes again. Let's see. Let's try this. No? Alright, we're going to try this. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this microphone has its ups and downs, its pluses and minuses. So, yeah, what I'm saying is there are people on your team that are loafing off. They're fooling around. They're watching too much social media and TikTok and whatnot. So, they need to step up and take some of your load. Remember that. And you know what? I was the worst offender. Didn't delegate. And I paid the price. The guy whose job I replaced, because he retired and went on to something else, he also did not delegate, and he used to get overwhelmed. So delegate. You know you're working too hard, working too much. If you're losing your temper too much because your temperature's up. You've fallen off the face of the planet. How do you know if you've fallen off the face of the planet? Well, your voicemail is full. Your Facebook wall consists almost entirely of where are you posts. See, that's me because I haven't been on Facebook in a while. Well, I post the podcast to Facebook, but that's it. Maybe you shouldn't be on Facebook. Maybe that's what it's telling you. Did you hear Meta, the company that runs Facebook, is like it took a dive bomb the past couple of days in the stock market. What's that mean? What's that saying? Are people finally getting fed up with Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg? You can't remember when you last spoke to your mom. You keep meaning to text your best friend back, but you haven't gotten around to it. You look a mess. When your body's deprived of sleep, rest, and proper nutrition, it'll turn to its muscle and fat reserves for energy. Your immune system is impaired and your body becomes susceptible to minor bacteria and viruses. Fruit is great food on the go and it'll give your system a much needed vitamin boost. But don't use it to replace proper meals. Another way you know you're working too much is the microwave has become your best friend. Or you're exhausted but you can't sleep. You're too tired to sleep. You're drinking coffee or tea to get through the day because your body's crying out for sleep. So what happens when you finally get to bed? You're wide awake. Caffeine has a half-life of roughly 4 to 6 hours. That well-deserved cup when you get home is still in your system when you go to bed, disrupting what little sleep you're getting. Switch to decaf or fruit juices with natural healthy sugars toward bedtime. Sustained high adrenaline levels do nothing for stress, heart rate, or general health. Put aside some time to do absolutely nothing. Have a long bath with a good book so you can wind down. You're in competition with yourself when you're working too hard. You're boasting about how many hours you've done this week already. You scoff at friends who say they're tired, and you're secretly quite proud that you're surviving on about 4 hours of sleep per night. What's her name? The lady that is Fran Lebowitz. She says she can only sleep 4 hours a night. And she says, I've done everything, all that advice for people that are insomniacs. I've done all of it, but you know what? It doesn't help me anymore because I've been sleeping 4 hours a night my entire life. So that only helps for people that are temporary insomniacs. I guess she's hardcore, she says. It's almost become a compulsion to work longer and longer hours and more shifts. It's the same buzz that exercise addicts get from pushing their bodies to the limit, but you are in competition with yourself. This all from patriceandassociates.com. You know why? Because they're recruiting specialists, and they don't want you to work too hard. They're about helping you to, I guess, not work as much. We're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Wow, that's really interesting. I work too hard at the gift shop, Mike Matthews. Is your microphone going to do that weird thing again, Mike Matthews?
I hope not. It is sounding like it's going to start to do that, so we'll see. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike. When Floyd talks, any microphone will start to break, like this one is doing right now. You kind of have that sling blade thing going. Don't make fun of me, Mike Matthews. Sorry. I'm taking it out on you, and I'm probably going to lose this microphone again right now. Let's see. Does this help? Does that help? No. It sounds like it's raining. Oh, it is raining outside a cafe anyway. Wait, we're not in California if it's raining, because it stopped. The rain has disappeared from California. We're back to drought weather, it seems like. I don't know. So I'll wrap up the show right now and not compete with this weird sound. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. You can call and chime in about anything we covered today. 336 Daily. Whoa. That was weird. It just had enough, and it stopped being weird. Weird. This microphone. It was possessed, and then the ghost left. Ghost in the Machine. The band, the Police. Then the next album was Synchronicity. And that song is awesome. Synchronicity 2. Another suburban day has ended. Only the rush hour hell to face. Oh, grandma suicides are fake. That whole thing, and then the Loch Ness Monster comes out of the water. Love that song. That was from a phenomenal album that does have the very overplayed but really well done song, Every Breath You Take. And Sting says to this day he loves to sing the bridge in that song. Since you've been gone, I've been lost without a trace. Every night I don't see your face. Da da da. Look around, I can't. Baby, please. He says that he loves to sing that song because he looks forward to singing that part of the song. And how long has that song been out? Since 83, I think is when it came out. 82, 83. Wow. It's a long time to be singing a song. That's why I never wanted to become a pop artist. I did for a short time. Let me back that up. In my 20s, I really got into songwriting and wanted to be a songwriter, artist person. And then it dawned on me, oh my gosh, you got to sing the same song for your whole life. Wow. Don't know if I can do that. The fun thing about the podcast, even though I have the same song at the beginning of every podcast, the Mike's Daily Podcast song, I get to change it up every single podcast and make it different every show. So that's a nice thing, and I like that. My point being, Synchronicity is a great album, and Tea in the Sahara with You, Murder by Numbers, and of course, King of Pain, great song. That song also charted, did really well for the Police. And then they ended it. Synchronicity 1, Synchronicity 2. Then they ended it right after that album. They were done. No more Police after that. Okay, wrapping it up. 336MM Daily. If you would like to call me, tell me what you think about anything we covered today. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast tries to be. But like yesterday, got totally derailed. Got home, and it was, we need to plan some more for the trip to Shasta. Do all this stuff. And got really busy, and I was making a very nice, delicious dinner, and it just got away from me. I missed my window. So here you go. Here's another podcast. Pretend that all the podcasts don't get interrupted, and it is, in fact, daily, if that is the case. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com with all the details. 336MM Daily if you'd like to call me. And with more details and ways to call me and reach me and contact me, it's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!